Hey, what's going on Twitter? So thank you for taking the time of the day to watch my video. So right now I'm going to break down two teams that did make the playoffs last year that very well could make the playoffs this year. So I've decided to break it down from one AFC team and one NFC team. So let's start with the NFC team first. Okay, so last year the San Francisco 49ers didn't make the playoffs. They were banged up. They didn't have a whole lot of playmakers. Jimmy Garoppolo, has been injured and everything. He didn't have the chance to really, perform as well as he did a season before where he went on to win a lot of those games. So the 49ers, they went ahead and made some really good signings in the offseason. They started out by trading for Dee Ford, who is a great pass rusher and is only going to be getting better. So they got him for the Kansas City Chiefs, from what I see here. In addition to that, they got Tevin Coleman. Tevin Coleman was a pretty good back with the Atlanta Falcons. So I think based off of those two key additions there, that's going to bolster their team. That's going to get pressure off of Jimmy Garoppolo on the offensive side of the ball with Tevin Coleman. You also have Dee Ford as a pass rusher. By the way, most mock drafts out there have the San Francisco 49ers getting Nick Bosa. You pair Dee Ford with a guy like Nick Bosa, that is definitely going to be one of the better duos of pass rushing specialists. They're going to go after the quarterback. Nick Bosa had a successful college career. Dee Ford had a great year last year and is only going to get better. So I think, you pair Nick Bosa up with Dee Ford, that's going to have a recipe of success for the San Francisco 49ers. And I think they can do well. You look at their division right now, Seattle Seahawks is still very much a very good team, okay? The Arizona Cardinals are in rebuild mode, just putting it out there. So San Francisco could very well beat them twice. You look at a team like the Los Angeles Rams, still a very good team, but I see them splitting this series 1-1. I don't think that the Rams are going to sweep, the 49ers and anything like that by all means. So I think with the Niners, based off of the division and looking at their schedule, they could very well make a play for a wild card spot. I don't think that they're going to win the division, to be honest. There's still some need for talent on that team. Seattle is getting better, and then the Rams are still stacked, and you have one of the best players in the league, not just on defense, but overall, in the entire league. You have Aaron Donald, and he's just going to be making some major noise this year. So yeah, they also got a guy like Jason Verrett, who's going to be a decent cornerback for them. But I expect the 49ers to make that leap into the playoffs and get a wild card spot, and they could be a potential dangerous team. So if you guys are 49ers fans, I would definitely encourage you guys to feel optimistic about your team with the healthy Jimmy Garoppolo next to a guy like getting Nick Bosa or even Quinnen Williams, who's a pretty good player himself. I think that defense is going to be really good. It's going to leave more opportunities and better field position for the 49ers to score points. So they got a good team going forward. The other team I want to talk about, and they're the team that made the most noise this offseason outside the Oakland Raiders, is the Cleveland Browns. Now, even before they got Odell Beckham Jr. with a trade from the Giants, I still had them as a playoff contending team. You look at what they did last year, they shocked the world when not many people had them winning much games. Some people during the year had them winning 2-3 games. I think even one person had them winning 1 game. But they went on to win more games, and towards the end, they were in playoff contention. They were right there in the thick of things, but they ultimately lost to the Ravens. So, they needed help, and they lost to the Ravens. So, the Cleveland Browns, they got Odell Beckham Jr. You pair him up with Jarvis Landry. Baker Mayfield is going into year 2 now, and he's only going to get better. They also have some solid running backs. Not to mention, in addition to that, you look at the AFC North, okay? Le'Veon Bell has been gone for over a year with the Steelers. You traded away Antonio Brown. Those guys are really good players, okay? So that's going to leave more double teams for Juju Smith-Schuster, right? James Conner's a good running back, as he showed last year when healthy. He could be a pretty decent running back. So the Steelers could still very well be in contention of winning that division. But with the loss of those guys, the loss of those players, it is going to be tough to win the division, but they still have a pretty good defense. I like Cam Hayward. I still like Joe Hayden. I think those guys are going to be really, really, stepping up this year. In addition to that, you also have the Cincinnati Bengals, who, hit the Cincinnati Bengals and Marvin Lewis parted ways. Not to mention the fact that the status of Andy Dalton is up in the air, right? So, could he be the starting quarterback going forward? Could the Cincinnati Bengals, with the new head coach, draft their own quarterback and start all over and be in rebuild mode, okay? Very possible. Some mock drafts have a quarterback, Drew Lock, even go to the Bengals. Even Dwayne Haskins going to the Bengals. So it's possible that they can get him. We will wait and see. But with the Cincinnati Bengals, I don't expect them to compete for the division this year, to be honest. The Baltimore Ravens, they lost some key players on defense, but they added a knockout safety in Earl Thomas, who, if he fully recovers from the injury he suffered last year in Seattle, I think he's going to be really great. He's going to be a great addition. I don't think he's going to be the same player as he once was, when he first started, but I still think he's going to bring that smash mouth type of defense to the Baltimore Ravens that we're all accustomed to. So, leads me to my final thought with the Cleveland Browns. They added these playmakers. They got Jarvis Landry last year. You have Myles Garrett, okay? And last offseason, they also got Denzel Ward via draft. So I think that the Cleveland Browns have a recipe for success to be a playoff contending team. Now, for example, if they don't win the division this year, hey, it's okay because, they're still a young, hungry team, right? But next season, they could very well. But I'm going to make the prediction that they're going to be a playoff team, and they're going to surprise everybody and beat the Steelers. So the Steelers are my second favorite team. I like them. But I feel like with the Cleveland Browns, they have more talent. They have been the underdogs for so many years. You definitely feel bad for Cleveland Browns fans because for so many years, for the past decade or more, they've constantly been in losing mode. And you never want that for a team, much like the Detroit Lions and the Oakland Raiders. They always constantly lost, way back then. So I'm really hoping the Cleveland Browns win. I definitely think that they will win the division. I have them going at 11-5 and winning the division. So that could put them in the 3rd or 4th seed. Like I mentioned on my Twitter before, I think I commented on somebody's deal. Number 1 seed most likely is going to go to the Patriots. So after the Patriots, the number 2 seed is probably going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. With the way Patrick Mahomes played last year, I'm not going to, put KC in the back where they're going to struggle. I think he is going to be an amazing quarterback for years to come. Then you have the number 3 spot with the Cleveland Browns. So, guys, hope you enjoyed my video. Keep following me, liking my stuff, retweeting. Check out my videos on YouTube, Twitter for more content. I'm going to be posting more stuff as time goes along. Check out another video coming in for the upcoming NFL draft. I'm going to be posting my thoughts about that as well as doing mock drafts, my final mock draft, as you will. I haven't got it finalized yet, but I'm going to. But again, thank you guys so much for taking the time to watch my video. You guys have an awesome rest of your day, and I hope everyone had a great Easter. Take care and peace out.